we're going to max out the desert tracks, or at least one of the bundles anyways, and we'll see exactly how far we get. And I'm kind of hyped for the results. But the other thing I'm hyped for is the sponsor of today's video. The publishers of the OG Civilization have a new mobile game, and you might want to go check it out. It's called Civilization Eras and Allies, and the makers of the game are the sponsors of today's video. It's a history-based hero collection city-building war game where you'll explore new lands, conquer barbarians and other players to capture seats of great power called city-states. And from those city-states, your alliance will race to be the very first to build the wonders of the world. But perhaps one of my favorite aspects of this game is the hero system and the rich options there are for hero customization. You see, for each hero, you can change out their skills, you can change out the troop type that they lead, and you can even customize their stat bonuses. This is a game where game knowledge is rewarded tremendously, which is in part why I've made a dedicated channel to cover the game. So if you want to check out Civilization Eras and Allies, use my link in the description to download the game. Using that link will support my channel, and at the end of this video, I'll also have links to videos on my dedicated channel so that you can get a super fast start in the game. Thank you again to Civilization Eras and Allies for sponsoring this video. All right, folks, let's do this thing. If you saw my video yesterday, you know that one of the best ways to get the elegant dice we need here is the bundles. And the bundle that we're going to go for is the Master of Dunes. Many people, at like literally every year that I've made this video, someone rolls up and is like, oh man, I bought this one instead, Moonlight Zephyrs. The one to get is the Master of Dunes. It's got more of the dice. All right, but let's see this year what it's got in it. So for $5, we're getting 2 dice. We buy that. Exchange. Let's use my secondary password here. Done and done. Now for $10, we're getting 3 dice. We get 25 hours of speeds and 35 15-minute speeds. Would love if this bundle had pick one resources rather than the specific resource types, but whatever. For $20, I'm getting 5 dice. I'm also getting, what is this, 10 3-hour speeds and 35 60-minute speeds. All right. Now, for $50, we're getting 9 dice. We're getting 7 8-hour speeds, 106 hours of speeds on top of that. And at the $100 tier, 18 dice plus 6 24-hour speeds and 170 1-hour speed ups. We're going to buy this out. We're going to go for this thing. We're going to see how far we get. Now, as a reminder, if you are spending in a mobile game, consider your financial situation, okay? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but consider things like saving for retirement, having an emergency fund, and so on. All right. So now I went in, I bought all those bundles, and let's see how far we actually get in the desert tracks. That gave me a grand total of 73 dice. Plus, again, if you're subscribed to the channel, you saw my video yesterday, you know that you can buy some amount of these dice right over here for 80% off. This is the fastest, easiest, honestly best way to be getting dice. The 80% off dice. Pretty much, I should say, literally everybody should be using those. And then you top off to some tier of this event using the final dice here at 1,000 gems a pop. If you need more, that's a reasonable thing to do, because as we traverse down this map, we're going to head our way to these major milestones. Now, the funny thing is that I don't actually really need the commanders here. So in a lot of ways, it's like, well, wait, Chisco, if you don't need the commanders, should you even do this event? The thing I'm after is this shop. We'll see how much we get in this shop. I suspect I can get a fair amount, but we'll only know once we've done it. All right, folks, 73 dice to burn, 150 currency already on hand. Oh my God, and a bunch of ones. Bro, that ain't good. Now, ooh, magic lamp. 40% more anniversary coins on the next 25 spaces. I'm just here for coins, so that seems like a win. Okay. Not bad. Not bad, I think. We'll see what else we can get when one of those magic lamps shows up here. Here we go. A lot of ones in those dice rolls, chat. And now we have to pick a commander. Now, the weird thing is, you have to select from commanders you've already summoned. And like, Honestly, who am I working on? Like right now, kind of nobody. I could summon a few commanders that like recently showed up. At the end of the day, I think picking a Mightiest Governor commander is your best bet, right? And if you aren't going to rally, I honestly think like a backup garrison is kind of a clever choice if that's what you need. But, you know, I'm torn between the new Archer rally or going for the Smite rally over here. I go back and forth. I guess I'll go with this one. In some ways, I maybe ought to be looking at the auxiliary skills I could get here and where I care about those. But I think we'll just go like this and call it a day. Subutai. Hooray. Oh, don't blink. We're back on track here. Okay, here we go. What next? We smash this again. 8 more. And we see how far we get. Now that was a pretty decent spin. What was that? It was either 22 or 23. And we get more commanders. Which, okay. We are up to 20 legendary commander sculptures. Subutai again. Haha. Okay. Dude, just from this turn, I've gotten a lot of stuff. I suppose it is worth mentioning that these anniversary cakes give me some amount of these little chest rewards over here, which also is like relevant for me and my alliance. Because there's another event we need to do as well. Here we go. More commander sculptures. Oh my god. Well, Subutai it is. We're all in on the Subutai plan. And on we go. Ooh, 20% more anniversary coins. Not as good as what we had before, but I guess we'll take it. There's nice. Legendary materials, solid. All right. And on we go. 8 more dice out on the board. Now, if you're subscribed to the channel, you know my spending strategy is really not around commanders anymore. It's almost entirely revolving around armaments. I spend my money on armaments, I spend my gems on equipment, and I spend my gems on commanders. And that's kind of how I've been operating. So in this case, spending money for speed ups, which I can get other ways, and commanders, which I can generally get other ways, is pretty suboptimal. So for this to have a real payoff, for my account in particular, what I'm really looking for is getting a lot of these coins and then exchanging for things that I need. So, and if that ends up still being favorable, it's going to be like, wow, I got a bunch of speed ups and I got all this other stuff too. Seems pretty good. And that's my suspicion for how this is going to go. Okay. That is my strong suspicion for why this is going to make sense to do on my account in particular. Now, when I'm in KVK, I always end up with a ton of gems. So, because I end up spending a bunch of money on crystal tech. Yeah, I don't know, man. The gem count just seems to go up and up and up. All right, here we go. Final few spins to do here. We got another 8 spot. I guess one more after that, and then one final dice roll. Here we go. 22 spaces. And obviously getting a ton of commander sculptures here. So that is, I think, the obvious main benefit. I mean, I can unlock the new Gathering Commander. There's a legendary material. That's nice. Okay. A few more spaces. Gold stars in here is kind of hilarious. Like, why even put them here at this point? But, okay. Boom. We get this. We go for Subutai again. Kind of nuts. And then we get this. 1 elegant die. Oh, I got 1 die. I mean, I think that is not as good as the multiplier that I was getting before. But now I have 2 dice. So that's neat instead of 1. And, oh, baby, max roll. 8 spaces. Let's go. Okay. We get Subutai again. And now I think we can look at the sum total of what we've gotten. So if we look at the desert map, so far, for the money we spent, plus the gems I spent for the 20, 80% off pulls, we got 100 legendary commander sculptures, 1,108 of the anniversary coins. So if you subtract the 150 from that, right, like 950 from that bundle, plus the 4 material choice chests, plus 25 anniversary cakes to throw down, which, by the way, my recommendation would be to spread those anniversary cakes out across multiple different days, because there seems to be a limit. In fact, it says right here, your alliance members can claim 10 rewards. It's first come, first serve. Oh no, I don't think that's what there's an individual limit that I don't think they're showing. And so each cake has a limit, but then also you have a limit. And so if you spread them out over all the different days, more people can claim more stuff, whatever. So I go to the shop and I have a lot of currency to burn here. Now, for $50, keep in mind, I can get a bundle with some speed ups, 3 transmutation crystals, and 20 transmutation stones. So I think that this bundle ends up being really worth. In fact, if you think about it, there's an armament bundle for $385 that will give me, what is it, like 36 or so legendary formation chests plus some other ones. I mean, this to me is feeling like I got a bunch of speed ups and I got a bunch of stuff on top of it. So I'm definitely going to get the transmutation crystal. That to me is an absolute must take. I could get the new commander, and it's kind of tempting, but like he's got to be available some other way. Like he's just got to be. This is just not a priority for me. Like he's a gathering commander. I'm not doing it. I'm not. So now for the 950, which is basically what I got from those dice rolls beyond just the ones that I gemmed, okay? We're looking at the 15 transmutation stones, and I can max this out, which is huge. 20 formation choice chests is amazing. These level 6 reserves are actually really good. They are kind of hard to come by. The discounted legendary commander sculptures look really compelling though. So I'm inclined to just clear those out because they're discounted. And then from here, I think I just wait. I think what I want is the equipment material choice chests. So I think the payoff is really good for this event for the first bunch of pulls you do. Now, after that, I think the value drops off. So the 385, I definitely got a lot of value beyond just the desert walk-in that I did. Okay. So I think overall, this bundle was probably the right choice as far as priorities for my account. And now let's open some things up, because I actually do have 30 formation choice chests here. So we'll just open them and you can see what I get. I mean, spoiler alert, I know, it's all just going to go to recycling. But whatever. Let's just open them anyways. We'll see if we get something cool. We'll be clever if I got something really cool, but kind of unlikely. And as far as things that I'm looking for, I mean, we're working our way to a legendary inscription, and also flags are really good and scrolls are really good, right? Flags are important because you can get inscriptions and put them on there, the legendary inscriptions in particular. It's not frequent that you get to do that, but you can do that. And then the scroll is important for the same reason. That's where you put your KVK reward inscriptions. Siege work. We'll get rid of that guy. We're just going to recycle all these most likely. And it is what it is, but you got to open them to get to pity eventually. So this one's actually pretty neat. The damage versus barbarians thing, like I could put that on a barb march. We're just going to lock it. I'll probably just forget that I have it. Whatever. We get rid of all those and 10 more wedge formation. Okay. How'd we do? This scroll, honestly, this scroll's really close, but I'd have to do a bunch of rerolls, but I think I'm going to lock it. If I had all damage as a high roll, it would be way more compelling. That was triple stat siege, which is kind of hilarious. This is another one that's like, maybe I put that on a barb march because I do have some wedge barb marches. This triple stat inf, but doesn't quite get to the finish line. GG. And then that doesn't do it either. Deflector. All right. Well, we tried, chat. We did try. All right. So those all get recycled. So all in all, I feel like I got a pretty decent amount of stuff. I mean, I would say that bundle is above average, especially when you factor in this whole epic glory situation that I can do as well and get all that. We can open up all the gold chests that came from that here. All right. Open up all the chests that we got. There's my Chisquil chests. Woohoo. I got VIP and gold keys. All right, well, technically I contributed to the Alliance stockpile, right, chat? Technically, it's a contribution. GG's. Then we'll open up our crystal chest. Call it a day. I already kind of opened up a bunch of these this morning. Boom, there it is. And this is why I don't buy speed-ups. But not every Alliance is like this. This is, in fact, possibly one of the highest spending alliances in the game at this point, I think. I could be wrong. One of the top 3 for sure, right? It's got to be. GV77. Anyways, you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. Big thank you again to the makers of Civilization Eras and Allies for sponsoring the video. I actually have a dedicated channel where I've been playing Civilization Eras and Allies, and we're now through 3 seasons, and I've been having a lot of fun. We just had a season with naval combat, which was really an amazing twist to the game. So if you want to see what that looks like, dedicated channel will teach you everything you need to know about Civilization Eras and Allies to get value and smash your enemies. Cards in the end screen for 2 videos I think you'll enjoy from my dedicated channel.